The desert sun burned low over the Arizona plains, painting the sky in shades of blood and fire as a lone rider cut through the dust. His name was Cole McGraw, a man carved by hardship and greed, once a ranch hand, now an outlaw chasing gold instead of salvation. Folks whispered his name in saloons, said he was quick with a gun and quicker to run, but none could say they truly knew him. On that day, his eyes were fixed on a Wells Fargo stagecoach carrying Army payroll gold. He had planned every detail, watched the trails, timed the guards. Now, crouched behind a rocky ridge, he waited, heart steady, finger twitching on the trigger. When the coach rolled into the narrow pass, Cole spurred his horse forward like a ghost rising from the dust. "Stop that coach!" he shouted. The driver froze, horses rearing, passengers screaming. A guard reached for his rifle, but Cole fired first, the bullet splintering the wood by his head. "Throw down the strongbox!" Cole barked. The heavy box hit the ground with a thud, and Cole grinned until a soldier among the passengers drew a hidden pistol and fired. The bullet grazed Cole's arm, and before he could think, he shot back. The soldier fell, clutching his chest. Silence hung heavy as the woman beside him screamed. Cole's grin vanished. He grabbed the gold, spurred his horse, and vanished into the rising dust, heart pounding not from victory, but from something colder. He rode hard till night, bleeding and shaken, finally taking shelter in an old shack where he broke open the box. Gold coins gleamed in the lamplight, but he couldn't shake the image of that dying soldier's eyes. He told himself it was just bad luck, that he had no choice, but deep down he felt it, the first pull of karma's rope tightening around his neck. The next day, he rode into Red Mesa, a small town where strangers asked no questions. He got his wound patched, bought whiskey, and drank until his guilt blurred into arrogance. There he met Luther Pike, a gambler with slick hair and a silver vest, whose smile was as dangerous as his silence. Luther offered to help move the gold through his friends in Santa Fe. Cole, greedy and desperate, agreed. But while they planned, word spread of the robbery of the dead soldier who wasn't just a passenger, but a courier carrying military dispatches. The U.S. Army and the Marshals were furious, and a $5,000 bounty appeared under Cole McGraw's name, dead or alive. That's when Marshal Harlan Tate saddled up. A man of iron and quiet purpose, Tate believed in justice the way some men believe in God. He'd lost his brother years ago to men like Cole and had sworn to spend his life making sure justice rode faster than greed. When word reached him of an outlaw matching Cole's face seen in Red Mesa, he followed without hesitation. Meanwhile, Luther had already betrayed Cole, whispering to the marshal where he could find the outlaw, hoping to earn that bounty without firing a shot. That night, thunder rolled as Tate entered the saloon where Cole sat alone, drinking in the corner. The marshal's badge glinted in the lamplight. "Evenin', Cole McGraw," Tate said calmly. "You're under arrest for robbery and murder." Cole looked up slowly, his hand twitching near his revolver. "That soldier wasn't supposed to die," he muttered. "Maybe not," Tate said, "but he did. You can't undo that." Cole stood, anger flashing in his eyes. "You don't know me, Marshal." Tate's voice stayed steady. "I know enough. You still got a chance to end this the right way." But Cole's pride was stronger than his sense. He drew first, and the saloon erupted in gunfire. When the smoke cleared, Tate stood wounded, and Cole was on the ground, blood soaking his shirt. Then a third gunshot cracked. The gambler Luther had returned, shooting Tate in the shoulder, trying to finish the job. The marshal spun, firing back, killing Luther instantly. Cole, half-conscious, used the chaos to crawl outside into the storm. Rain poured as he mounted his horse and fled into the night. Behind him, Tate bled but lived. He swore to finish what he started. Cole rode for hours, the storm turning roads to rivers. His vision blurred, and when dawn broke, he collapsed near an old cabin. A woman found him there, a widow named Clara, who lived alone on the edge of nowhere. She took him in, cleaned his wound, and said little. When he woke, she sat by the fire, her face calm but cautious. "You're lucky I found you," she said. "Another hour and you'd be dead." Cole lied, calling himself a traveler lost in the storm. But Clara wasn't naive. Over the days that followed, she saw the truth behind his eyes, the fear, the guilt, the restless nightmares. "You talk in your sleep," she said one night. "You say names Tate, Gold, soldier. What have you done?" Mr. Cole stared into the fire. "A man's gotta do what he's gotta do," he whispered. "Even if it damns him?" she asked quietly. He couldn't answer. The next morning, he saddled her horse, leaving a few coins on her table. "You can't buy peace with gold," she called after him, but he didn't look back. He rode south, chasing the border, chasing escape, but fate rode faster. Marshal Tate followed his trail through storms and silence until finally, near the Mexican border, he found him. Cole had taken refuge in the ruins of an old mission, its bell tower broken, walls crumbling under the desert wind. When Tate arrived, Cole was sitting by a dying fire, the gold beside him. "You don't quit, do you?" Cole said wearily. "Justice doesn't rest," Tate replied. Cole gestured at the gold. "You can take it." "I'm done." Tate shook his head. "I'm not here for the gold, son." Cole's eyes were hollow. "Then what were you here for?" "To give you a chance to end this right." The two men faced each other, moonlight silvering their faces. Cole sighed. "No right left for me, Marshal." Slowly, he drew his gun, not with hatred, but with acceptance. The shot came almost together, one flash, one echo, and then silence. When the dust settled, Cole lay still, his revolver slipping from his hand. Tate approached, kneeling beside him. "Guess this is where my road ends," Cole rasped. "Maybe it's where it begins," Tate said softly. Cole's gaze shifted to the sack of gold. "Give it back," he whispered. "Don't let it rot with me." And then he was gone. Tate stood for a long time, hat in hand, before covering the outlaw's body with his coat. At sunrise, he rode into town, turned in the stolen gold, and filed his final report. He told no one about the look in Cole's eyes, or the way the outlaw had asked for peace more than mercy. Months later, Tate visited Clara's cabin. He handed her a small wooden cross carved with the initial CM. She placed it near her porch, and every night, she'd whisper a small prayer for the man who had lost his way but tried, in the end, to find it again. As for Marshal Tate, he retired soon after, settling on a quiet ranch near the mountains. Above his fireplace, he hung Cole McGraw's revolver, not as a trophy, but as a reminder that no man, however far he runs, can escape the echo of his choices. And when folks asked him if he believed in karma, he'd smile faintly and say, "Call it what you want, but I've seen it ride faster than any lawman ever could." Somewhere out across the desert, the wind would rise, carrying with it the faint rhythm of hooves, a whisper from another time, a reminder that in the end, justice always finds its way home.